Good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining me this morning on this one daily rant. Today's daily rant is one with a little bit of a twist. Not my usual daily rant where I talk about the news. This daily rant is one where I talk about a complete hypocrite that lies to everyone, and he seems to fool a lot of people. Now, here in the United Kingdom, as a veteran, I speak to lots of veterans. I don't speak to them all, but I speak to a lot. I speak to the ones whose opinions matter to me. I will have a chat with. Now, the weird thing is here, there's a lot of veterans in the UK that are a little bit delusional, that were never on the front line and live off other people's stories. They're the ones that you see constantly on X and on different social media platforms pretending that they're suffering from some sort of mental disorder, having been involved in a gun battle. A little bit like the way the TV Prince behaves. Now, I think you can all agree that many years ago, the Timu Prince married a complete fucking lunatic, who has destroyed his complete reputation. She has made him a laughingstock globally. That's why they're called the global victims, where they complain about everything. Now, I thought Harry had disappeared and he under the rock that he came out of and he was going to keep quiet, but no, he actually went and took a little step further to proving to the world how completely out of touch he is. Now, I want to cast your mind back a few years ago when Harry and Meghan did the Oprah interview, and they made an accusation that someone within the royal household was racist, and we all heard it. And then about 2 weeks after that, Harry did another interview and he said, "I never said anyone was racist. That was you. That was the media said that." Do you remember that? I mean, it's all out there. It's all out there. That shows you how delusional these people are. And they've continued to peddle this. In fact, they even got an award for having one child, and then they had another child. Anyway, there we go. Then he got an award for an aviation expert. Remember? The aviation specialist. Yep. Which is quite weird, considering he doesn't even have a license to fly. Yeah. Anyway, there we go. All these things which has made us think. And then there's the fake taxi. I mean, New York, a built-up city, bumper to bumper. Yet Harry managed to have a delusional car chase around the city. And going through all this stuff that we've looked at over the last couple of years, we have decided, on the evidence given to us, that the only time there's been a car chase in New York City is when film crews have closed it down to film one. So why am I pissed off this morning? Well, in a time when the Duke of Edinburgh, Prince Philip, was extremely ill and dying, if I remember rightly, there was a lot of stories being thrown out in the media, all over the MSN, people making bets that the royal racist was Philip. People making bets that the royal racist was Philip. And not once did Harry, or his scathing wife, release any press to say, "No, it was not my grandfather. No, it was not my grandfather." No. Their silence was actually extremely loud, if you look at it from that opinion, where they sat back and they let the royal family be ripped to pieces in the media, on social media, talks in different cafes up and down, talks in Tesco's and Asda, talks all over the country. The racist is Philip. We think the racist is Philip. Not once did he release anything to say, "Stop, this is my grandfather and he's extremely ill." No, he didn't, did he? His grandfather died. The Queen passed away thinking the world thought that her husband was a racist due to the lies peddled by these two. Now, leads me on to this. Because on Friday just past there, Harry did something which is even more low and despicable. He had a letter typed out with his little funny H below a crown. He had it typed out. It was, ready? It's called "The Secret Letter to My Grandfather." It was such a secret letter that he had his friend up in Staffordshire at the Burma Memorial place the secret letter on the memorial on behalf of Harry. Now, Harry's not stupid. None of us are stupid. And the minute that letter, A4 letter, was placed upon that memorial, cameras were zoomed in. After the memorial, we all walked away. That letter is now all over social media. It's all over the world, all over the media, mainstream media. Called "My Secret Letter to My Grandfather." Such a secret, he wanted everyone to see it. But in that letter, he actually wrote how much he admired his grandfather and the fact that we've got some sort of bond because we've been in combat together. I'm going to be honest with you. Harry doesn't have any bond with anyone that's been in combat. He's never faced it. He's never seen it. He may have wore the uniform as a little side hobby, But he's never faced anything like that. Never. Harry lives off the back of other soldiers' sacrifices. He's never had to run through gunfire. He's never had to go around and count his men after explosions. He's never had to go around and search for bits of missing parts of his soldiers. He's never faced any of that. None of it. He was sheltered. So a guy who leaves a letter on a memorial to tell the world how much he admired his grandfather once he's dead, but while he was alive, did nothing but fucking attack his grandfather and the rest of his family. It's hypocrisy at the highest level. Now you may think I'm just going over the top here, but I'm not. There's another letter which has been penned by a senior military officer from the intelligence corps. Edward Fortescue has written that veterans in the Invictus Games are sick to death of him and his pretense to care about them. He doesn't have a bond with the veterans. He pretends to have a bond with the veterans. They don't want him there anymore. They need to let it go. A lot of veterans are actually quitting working or taking part in the Invictus Games because it's associated to an individual who has such low standards and behaviour, which is unusual whenever the army has its values and standards. Selfless commitment, integrity, things that he doesn't have. Anyway, that's enough from me. Thanks for watching my video. Thanks for sticking with me. And if you haven't subscribed to the video, or if you haven't subscribed to this channel, why not? It's free. Have a great day.